Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel. If this is your first time visiting with us, we want to extend to you a very warm welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. Here is a coffee for you. We're here in the front of our property by our mailbox, which suffered an unfortunate accident a few days back, and we had a temporary repair, primarily because it was very rainy and wet and we could not come out here. It's still kind of wet actually, but today we decided to actually try and fix it. So today we're going to show you how to attach a mailbox, and of course it needs fixing because look at that here. You might need to kind of, this is why you need to be covering and protecting the top of your posts, right? See, this is very eaten up, very damaged. So, stick around and we're going to show you a little better. We're going to dress it up a little more. I mean, we already have it dressed up with our numbers, part of our address, but we're going to dress it up a little more. So the first step will be disassembly.
Disassemble, no disassemble.
All right. All broken and tired looking mailbox with this new very modern design that really upgrades the property look.
Hold it.
Go. Okay. Excellent.
Making use of the handy dandy cart again to carry this back.
Okay.
And now what we have remaining, what are we going to do with this?
We're going to have to take it out. I might need to use pliers or put a screw in, and we need to have some leverage. Let's see. Oh, it is fallen. Yeah, we might even need to cut it. I don't know yet.
Okay.
So we have the old mailbox here on top of the operating table. And none of us has ever taken a mailbox apart out of a, what you call
post.
Of the post before, so we are trying to figure out how this is done, and we're following Mrs. Wizard's lead. We're going to take those, there are 4 screws on the side, and we're going to remove them, and of course they are this type, which is the slot type, which are the hardest screws to remove, because you cannot use a power tool. Okay. You can use your fingers though. Alright, we're going to take it off and then we're going to show you what we discover underneath. And these white slotted screws have not been used for many years.
Oh.
Right? Because they are a pain in the arse. It's not out yet?
I lost it.
Okay.
I think it went down in there.
It's not, we're not reusing it.
But we'll find it.
There is another one there?
Yes, of course.
It doesn't, it's too rusty. We probably have to cut it. I can try to hold it if you want to try and see if you can move it.
Which way would I move it? This way or the other way?
Left is for loose. Left is loose.
I think that's tightening it up. You're tightening it. Go the other way.
I think we need to cut it. It will take forever. Removing the mailbox is proven to be a more difficult proposition than we bargained for. It's going to take us a little longer, but in the meantime, we put some WD-40 to try and remove the screws because they are extremely rusted, right?
Right.
So now we're going to remove this plate that we made before. And that's why you need to use material that's intended for exterior purposes when you put them outside, right? These screws are interior screws. They use there. We're going to also remove the letters, hopefully. This is rusted. So we can reuse them. Hi there. Did we disturb your house? Want to catch here?
Oh.
We disturbed her housing.
She needs to find new housing.
Clearly she has to.
Okay.
She has been evicted.
So now we're going to flip the post to the other side and work on the other screws,
Right.
and hopefully they come out a little bit better. Ooh. There was a washer. Okay.
Are we finding the same problems, you think?
Maybe. Do we want a WD-40 then before we start?
Whatever you feel. I don't know. So the lesson here is, guys, do not use non-coated screws, interior graded screws or bolts or anything for outside, right? Mm-hmm. They rust, and then they are very... Something that we should have taken 30 seconds to do is taking us quite a long time now because the previous owners did not do it correctly.
Okay.
How long do you think we should give it? Should we take them non-burst out? And that's how the other one should have worked, right? Too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's not out yet.
Usually that's not in yet. No, that was not out yet. So are we throwing this away, or where are you? So we start by cleaning the area around the post, so we see what we're working with, right? And I wonder if we hit it, if it's going to get a little loose.
Not with light tapping.
I don't want to break the concrete, that's why I'm doing it lightly. See if it has lost any. Okay. We're going to cut it a little shorter, only because that makes it easier for us, right? The other way, the blade. Okay. All right, now we're going to use an old paddle bit we have, and we're going to drive through. Let's reach forward.
Are we driving through that particular thing, or are we driving around?
We have to drive through everything.
Okay.
But I'm thinking if we chisel out this stuff, this will come with it.
Okay. You need to make sure you're on the wood though, not on the concrete.
Alright, so what I'm thinking is,
Okay,
I can
go
see
just
this.
around it. Yeah.
I don't want to do anything until you're ready for me to do it. Make sure I understand what you're saying. This is
So again, the idea is we're using the paddle bit to drill out the remaining old post.
What
And
battery?
we are out of battery.
In the front. Battery out.
Batteried out. Okay.
So I'm going to go and bring a new battery.
Neat. And then we'll try again.
okay. I don't know how deep you want me to go.
I don't know how deep it is, but let's go do 4 around and. You can go deep. I mean, you cannot hit. There's no concrete underneath it, so.
Okay, well that's why I said I don't know how deep you want me to go. And you said, I don't know. So. Apparently you can go so deep that it doesn't want to back up.
Okay, and I guess
You
now
want me to
we're
do
going
more
between,
in
yeah.
between? Okay.
Try another one.
I see the concrete, but I didn't hit it.
Can the hammer now knock the post at all?
Let me do this one more.
Change direction. See if you can do it, lift it.
Not yet.
Okay, make another hole somewhere. I'm sure you can move it now.
So again, the idea here is that we're using the concrete from the previous post, and so we're just trying to dig out the old debris from the previous post. That's what we've been drilling through, and now we're chipping away to dig out that area. As you can see, we're making some progress just using this old paddle bit that we're not worried about destroying. That's why we picked an old one. Just slowly digging out, drilling out, so that we can get to the empty frame of the concrete piece.
So it looks like WD-40 did the trick for at least this one, right?
Came to the rescue, yeah.
You probably can give your finger now. I don't know for sure, but it might be faster than the screwdriver.
I don't think it will be any faster.
So we let it set a good 30-40 minutes.
We weren't paying attention because the excavation took much longer than we anticipated.
But it broke all the rust free, broke the
Well,
bolt free.
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
We are, I'm being positive, thinking. There we go, come on.
Is that direction or that direction?
It's this direction.
Try that direction.
The other direction
it's
is
tight.
Okay, well, this is not working.
Are you turning?
I don't know, I cannot see. Yeah, I think it's there. Let's put...
Now I am.
So this is attempt number 3 or type number 3. Okay, try. We are striking out, folks. Don't press too much, let it do
I'm
that.
trying not
Okay.
to, honey. It's...
No one is holding the nuts, so that
I
doesn't do it.
understand.
Nope. What, love?
I don't want...
And all this works, so we can just remove this plastic piece from this plastic piece. Amazing, huh?
Which then is what is bolted to the post.
And of course it is straight again, but hopefully they are not that, so they will be forever.
We have 4 screws here.
Can you come and do it, please? Horrible hardware, folks. You know, don't do that to yourselves. In this case, they didn't do it to themselves, they did it to us, but you know. Unless you're sure you're not going to sell your house ever, don't do subpar things, right? Because you're sticking someone else with a project that should be 5 minutes, become several hours. All right. All right, good. Maintenance, right? So we're going to use our standard way of cutting 4x4 posts because they're heavy, especially the treated ones. And what we're doing is we're setting it in the middle of the blade, and then we're raising the blade, right?
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do today. So we're making a line here. We're going to have to create a lap joint. So we need to measure where we want our joint to start and end. So let's make a line here. This is the distance from the top of the post to, in essence, the bottom of the mailbox, which is the top of the vertical piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll need to find out the dimension. We need to cut it, which is the dimension of the post.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is that dimension?
3.5.
Okay.
Slightly more than 3.5.
It's hard to do 3.5 here. Okay. We're going to make another line. And now we're going to use our, oh, we need to know the depth, right? So we need to, so this is 3.5 too, I assume. I assume it is, but let's measure it just to be safe. Yeah, 3.5. So we need half of 3.5.
One of the horse.
Okay. And I'm going to bring our circular saw here, and we're going to make the lap joint. You ready?
So now you cut all the slices to clear out the notch.
All right. Now we need to chisel it, right?
Yep.
So this method takes most of the material off, but you still have to do a little bit of manual labor. Make sure you're not going deeper as you're cleaning it. That was a good one. The one that you had before, it was a good one. Okay. So as you can see, we are getting close. Again, it doesn't have to be furniture smooth, but you want it smooth enough so it will not show the joint. I don't think it feels like it's something like the butt. Perfect.
Okay.
Which one is the one we're keeping? You sure? Looks very small. Okay.
We need to do some more here.
Oh,
This is our line.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you
this is our
sure?
line. Yep.
Measure it again. So we finished the second, which is going to be our horizontal piece that we're going to attach to the vertical, and the mailbox will be attached to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the game plan, at least. So the reason we decided to be flush in the back, unlike the old design, as you can see, had a little bit of a tail. We're going to be flush, so we did not have a middle lap joint, but our lap joint goes all the way to the end. Now we're going to do a quick dry fitting, and we'll be moving on. Because what's happening, we need to wear masks.
It's pretty close. It's close.
You want to use your super duper dry thing to take some material off? Looks pretty decent here. I think I'm going to use the tables and do that. It will take a lot of sanding, it will take a lot of chiseling. There is a lot of material for it to be flush.
keep leaving your tip behind.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
It did a little better.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here, you want to put the tip in there? So, as you can see, we've attached the vertical to the horizontal. The long one will be our post, and we're going to go now and put it on the ground. In the ground, on the ground, around the ground?
In the ground.
In the ground.
All right. So we're going to try and put it in our opening here. Okay, good. And it is not as tight as I thought it would be. We're going to use some of those little seams we have, the pieces I thought would be much tighter than this. Okay,
Okay.
that looks the right height, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't need to, I thought we might have to pound it in, but.
Okay.
So it is now in the ground. We are going to put some seams to keep it more secure, and we're going to also put a front part because our design is a little different than the old design. And as you can see, we don't have the top, whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
and in the back we're flush. We don't have the little tail thing.
Right.
So we're going to have another post that comes down from the underside of the arm all the way to the ground, and we wanted to give it a little bit of depth just so it doesn't wiggle and move out of place. So I've dug about an inch, maybe an inch and a half down, and that's where the post will rest. And so now I need to measure how far we need, how high we need the post to be. So that's sitting at 34 1/4. Yeah, on both sides.
Okay.
So here's our front piece, and in order to attach it without having any ugly screws showing, we just drilled 2 holes here that are the diameter of the head of the screw. So we're going to be able to go down, attach securely the 2 pieces without any hardware showing, right? And this will actually be covered by the mailbox, so it will not show at all. So drop it in.
Just drop it.
Yeah. Oh, I need battery. What's so funny?
That.
The fact that I needed battery?
Yes.
You found that humorous, didn't you?
Good contact.
Excellent.
And as you can see, the sun has finally come out this afternoon here in North Carolina.
All right, so we're going to have to bring the mailbox and
The cladding.
we'll move on with the cladding. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So we decided not to repurpose our old mailbox because we thought it was not in a very great shape. So we purchased a new mailbox that attaches a different way than our old one. So we need, again, I use pressure treated because it's outside. I don't think it's critical in this application because it won't be in the ground, but we're still using it, right? And this is a piece of scrap we had, and we're going to attach the mailbox to this piece.
Okay, but first we have to attach this piece to the base.
Right.
And we're using a spacer to allot for the lip that's on the back of the mailbox.
This is dumb as I cannot screw it. And just a couple of screws. This is not a...
This is not structural, it's just holding it in place, right?
Stupid thing. Those screws are very weak.
clearly the correct bit makes a huge difference here.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take our little block out.
Gauge.
You want more?
Oh, I mean,
Here.
it's stable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
All right, let's put the mailbox on.
Easy.
Can I have another one?
Plastic.
I know. I'm very gentle.
Which, you want that one?
The ones we were using.
We were using two kinds, so.
And this time we're using screws that will not rust, so it will keep. So our mailbox is installed, and we're going to have to continue finishing the construction of the stand. We have a few more things to do. So we're now cutting our clad. Is that what we're calling it?
Cladding.
And we're going to cut all. We have 4 boards that we're cutting for cladding, and we're going to cut all of them at the same time. Well, not at the same time. We're going to cut all of them right now, so we can go and do the assembly when we're finished. So we've cut 3 of our 4 boards, and we're going to go and do a quick test to see if we need to cut the 4th or not, or if these are enough for our purposes. So we're going to take you with us, and we're going to show you that process.
So here we are putting these on, spacing them out. And we're just going to keep going down, and we've figured out what, 8 per side? Okay.
For our purposes, yeah.
For our purposes, yep.
Because of the width of the boards we selected.
Mm-hmm.
And we're using another piece of the same material as a spacer
Mm-hmm.
to keep it consistent.
Okay.
Well, friends, this brings us to the conclusion of today's episode, and this is our final product. Let's talk a little bit about cost. The cap, the metal cap, was $2.50. The wood was $40, and we got 4 boards, right? Plus 2 4x4s. They're all outside rated. They are contact with the ground rated, and that was the wood cost. And the mailbox was $25. We could have used the old one, but since we were doing this project, we decided to go and upgrade to the newer one. So overall, our cost is what? $60?
$68.
Still not a very expensive project, especially if you think that if you were to buy a ready-made, just the post, they are $40 by themselves to just be assembled, right?
Right. And they're not nearly as stylish.
Or attractive, or you know.
And this is a real addition to, you know, kind of the landscape and the affect of the house and the property.
Okay. And Mrs. Wizard and Pita, what are your thoughts?
Looks good.
Great. Very, very nice. A big improvement over what we had.
Especially the broken one.
Right, that one too.
So So a couple of details that I wanted to talk. We did put a cap here. I really think that the failure of the old one was because the top was really messed up and it was wicking water. I will show it to you in a moment. You can see this is our old post, and you can see the top, and you can see how that was wicking water like crazy, right? Mm-hmm. So even though they did put the 45s here, this is just not a good enough protection. In fact, we're going to go and put caps in all of our posts here because I see them wicking as well. So put a post, and you can buy them cheaper. The one we bought for $2.50 is fairly cheap, but I think you can buy plastic ones for 99 cents if you so desire, right? It is more about protecting the wood than anything else. And you can see this, it had become a big straw. When it was raining, it was really going all the way down and destroying the wood. And we put a little bit, this is all architectural in nature, right? It has no structure at all. And we put it to have a continuity of the dimension and look a little more dressed up. Well, this is our project for today. A couple of closing thoughts. The height of a mailbox is determined by the Postmaster General. Do not change that. Do not go all over the place with it, right? They might refuse to deliver your mail if this is done incorrectly. And if you look around, I don't know if you can see Elpida and so our neighbors, they're on the same height, all of them. So that is a critical dimension. If you do not know it, I don't know how much it, well, it is not true because we're not even here, but you know, if you do not know it, leave me a comment and I will get it for you. But it is important that you have the correct dimension that the mailbox is. I think it has to do with the driver coming and opening it,
Right.
and I mean, you know, do not get creative with that. The rest of it, you can be very creative. We definitely changed the look of our mailbox, and it is a project that takes longer than you might anticipate. You might look at it and say, oh, I can knock it in a couple of hours. This is really a full day project, right?
Especially if you have to dig out the old base from the ground.
Well, you will
And
either-
don't forget to film it all because that adds to it as well.
Well, yeah. And even if you don't have to dig it out, you have to dig something in, right? To put it. So I think we're at the same time there. Well, if you did enjoy this episode, we'll ask you that to give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down twice. Share, like, subscribe, and let us know what else you might want to watch at the Urban Homesteading channel. From the Wood Wizard, Mrs. Wizard, and Elpida, please stay safe, put your masks on, get vaccinated, so we will see you again at the next episode. Stay safe, friends.